So, sir, what is your philosophy on education and mainly about culture in educational spaces?
So education my philosophy is very simple, that every child has a hope. Because I was a person, I was the worst of the school, worst of the lot. And if my father had not put a hope in me, I would not have been,
Hmm.
here and not talking to you, not able to speak so much fluently and confidently, just because he had hope. So every child has a hope. And unfortunately, what we are missing in the culture in India is that we have a rat race. Unfortunately, એ જે hope છે ને, that turns into expectation and that turns into what we say is stress. એટલે એના પર છોકરા પર એટલો સ્ટ્રેસ આવી જાય. So we have so many suicides, we have so many, for each person who dies by suicide there are thousands other who are unhappy, who are thinking that we should kill ourselves, but they don't have the courage. એટલે what I am seeing is that unhappiness છે એ we have to remove wrong expectation. અને so my father said two things. એમના પપ્પા એમને કીધેલું કે તમે ભણશો તો જ ફ્યુચર છે. એટલે મને એમને કીધું કે if you study, if you get good marks, if you do higher education, તો you have a future. Whatever money I'm going to leave you in my inheritance will evaporate within seconds if you don't have the ability to use it properly. That was one thing. Second thing, what my father said, that you study, you become a CA, then do whatever you want. That was our frequently repeated agreement, that after becoming CA, he will not force me to do anything. I can chase my dreams. And in fact, he will fund my dreams also. મારા બહુ બધા બિઝનેસમાં એમને કેપિટલ બી નાખ્યું, બહુ બધું મેં ઉડાઈ બી દીધું. I am not very apologetic about him it to others, but with my father I have a different equation, so I have to earn it back and give it to him so that he can give it back to me. But the larger objective is that he is teaching me a lesson that money is valuable, education is valuable, and happiness is valuable. He always says that if you study, if you learn how to do hard work, then you won't be able to suffer nahi karo. That is what his father told him. And today I also tell my daughter the same thing, કે ભણવું તો પડશે જ. No matter of money will not be able to give you respect. I can have like lot of schools under me, I can have lot of students, lot of staff, but only if you're educated, people will really follow your advice.
Every child needs to be taught in a different way, right? For example, now I love educating myself. Now I love studying so much.
But when you were?
But when I was in school, I was like, I can't do this. I can't sit in an exam and learn the tricks of how to write an answer sheet and what to put, what not to put, and that's why these are the subjects you need to tap into. So how do we deal with this, or how do you deal with this?
I don't know how do I deal with it, but yeah. So earlier education systems were evaluating only two things. One was memorization and another was presentation. So તમને કોખી અને તમે ત્યાં ઉલટી કરો and you get a lot of marks. And all those who did were the heroes of the class. We used to look up to them, and teachers were highly impressed with them. The sad story is that there are, in Bloom's taxonomy, there's a way of how we evaluate the number of thinking skills, which starts from, memorization is the first level skill and creation is the last level skill. So whatever you are doing is you are at a very high level of Bloom's taxonomy where you create content. Atyare what world has become thanks to rote learning is consumers of content.
Right.
So people consume so much content, they are unable to create it. And we need creators, and I'm not saying we need creators only on YouTube or podcast. We need creators in constructing buildings, in creating art, creating solutions, everything. Okay, so હવે અત્યારની જે એજ્યુકેશન સિસ્ટમ છે ને, અનફોર્ચ્યુનેટલી એવું થયું કે US and Western education system focused on all other aspects also, which were so difficult to measure. એટલે એમને ત્યાં જોઈએ એટલા સારા આઉટકમ્સ ના આવ્યા. આપણે ત્યાં શું થયું કે વી વેર સો મચ રોટ લર્નિંગ, વી વેર સો મચ મેઝરેબલ, કે પીપલ વેર સો મચ હાર્ડ વર્કિંગ, કે એ લોકોને પછી કંઈ બી આપો ને, દે વિલ સ્લોગ ડે ઇન ડે આઉટ અને એનું સોલ્યુશન લઈ આવશે. That created other skills eventually. In some, not in all. સો પણ આપણે શું કરવાની જરૂર છે? વોટ વી નીડ ટુ ડુ ઇઝ વી નીડ ટુ અવેરનેસ. આઈ ડુ, આઈ એજ્યુકેટ. તમે જે કીધું એજ્યુકેશન ઇઝ ધ સોલ્યુશન ટુ ઓલ પ્રોબ્લેમ્સ. સો ઓલ પ્રોબ્લેમ્સમાં વી નીડ ટુ નાવ ચેન્જ અવર અવેરનેસ ટુ ધ પેરેન્ટ લેવલ, ટુ ધ ટીચર લેવલ, કે બીજી બધી સ્કિલ્સ બી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ છે. અને તમારું જે ક્યુરિયોસિટી છે ને અત્યારે, સો ધેર ઇઝ અ ઇન્ક્વાયરી બેઝ એજ્યુકેશન, કે તમને ક્વેશ્ચન થાય છે કે આઇન્સ્ટાઈનની થિયરી ઓફ રિલેટિવિટી છે શું? હવે એ તમે કરીને ચેટ જીપીટી પર જાઓ કે ઇન્ટરનેટ પર જાઓ તો યુ વિલ બી એપ્રોપ્રિએટ ટુ યોર નોલેજ, યુ વિલ બી એબલ ટુ એબ્સોર્બ દેટ મચ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન. પણ જો ટીચર કહે તમને કે સાયન્સમાં અમે પૂછીશું 5 માર્કનો ક્વેશ્ચન આવશે થિયરી ઓફ રિલેટિવિટી પર, તો યુ વિલ સે કે ના મારા 35 થઈ ગયા, હવે ચાલશે, આપણે લોડ નથી લેવો. સો દેટ્સ ધ મોર ફોર્સ્ડ એજ્યુકેશન એન્ડ દેટ હેઝ ફેલ્ડ એન્ડ દેટ હેઝ ફેલિંગ ઇન્ડિયા. That has success in, so most of our CEOs are Indians not because they were taught creativity, not because they were taught to think, because they were hardworking. Our system of education is teaching people to work hard. Western Western system of education is making to think better. હવે એ બેનું આપણે એક બેલેન્સ રાખવાનું છે, કે એકલું થિંક કરશો ને તો તમે સક્સેસફુલ નહીં થાવ. યુ મે બી અ ગ્રેટ થિંકર, બટ શું પેલું કે અનએમ્પ્લોયડ જીનિયસ.